Hey, how's it going? It's Dan from Snaps Brain Training. And the brain check of the day is going to be learning new skills. We'll call it two new skills. So, why learning new skills is important is that the brain does not really develop and does not reach its full capacity or even, what I consider turn on until it's pushed to new limits or new heights or experience something new that it has to learn. So a lot of people find that they find their brains most active if they're involved in some sport that they've done for a while and they're kind of pushing the edge and the boundaries of that sport and excelling in it. They find that their brain is most active when they're pushing the limits to that sport, learning more, getting better, doing something good. And another thing that I think people aren't so aware of is that any new activity that you do, any new activity that you start, you will find that you'll be able to, really access and turn on areas of your brain that you weren't really so aware of because you've been doing the same same task for so long. See, the brain, similar to a muscle, needs needs confusion, and by confusion I mean the type of stimulus that you're taking to try to get smarter or change yourself, whether that be, read a book or, do a Sudoku puzzle, possibly brain training games, whatever it is, the brain gets used to those things. It gets used to everything very quickly. And it constantly needs to be changed up in, a sporadic order in order for it to excel. So, you know, there's multiple people that say, when you're working out, like you can lift a lot of heavy weights for a while, but unless you start lifting, lighter weights and high repetition, and then doing some like cardio and switching it up, the muscle just won't grow. And sometimes I hate to compare the muscle to the brain, but I feel like that makes more sense to some people because it's really difficult to explain, like the changing of synaptic pathways through your brain. But just think of these synaptic pathways. The more you do something, and the higher level you get to it, the more these pathways kind of develop and branch out, become stronger. So great new skills you can learn, and I'll list them right here. And this is something that I would highly recommend you at least try or start is learning a new language. Learning a new language is huge. It lights up tons of areas of your brain. And before you go into that saying, no, I'm not going to learn a new language, just try it out for like, 2-3 days. Try one of these programs out for 2-3 days. There's a lot of really good advanced programs that auditorially you can listen to them and kind of just memorize what it was and then spit it back. Try these programs, and I'm not saying you have to learn Spanish, French, Italian, whatever it is. I'm saying feel feel like your brain turning on when you actually try to learn a new language. So instead of your end result as learning that language, your end result should be to turn on your brain. And once you get the hang of it, once you get the hang of trying new activities and turning on your brain in different ways, it becomes very addicting because you you can feel the power and the amount that you can excel through that period. So yeah, learning a new language, like just starting it out, trying it out, it can be huge. Learning an instrument is another thing. Maybe chess. Different types of I guess more difficult board games could be one of them. And then there's a variety of other things. Learning to ride a bicycle or I guess I don't know. It's jogging my memory a little bit, thinking of different things like surfing. I mean, just anything that you're pushing your edge and, and you're learning for your brain, it's gonna excel. It's gonna turn on. I see these people that one of the most popular things I think it was years ago before Lumosity came out was the Sudoku things, and there'd be these old women or whatever saying, oh, I do a Sudoku every day, and it keeps my brain sharp. And that's one thing that you could do, but eventually, like your brain will catch up, and you won't excel, it won't grow anymore. There's a limited amount of growth that it will do when you do these new new challenges. So if you're constantly switching up, if you so let's say you start learning a new language, then you switch over and you start learning how to salsa dance, then you switch over from there and you do jujitsu, sorry, I pronounced that correctly, or Muay Thai or some other form of martial arts, then you switch that over and complement that with, Sudoku. You keep on switching it up and alternating it, and your brain, it's throwing in that confusion that with your brain that it just has to keep learning, has to keep turning on. And what so many people don't understand is that if you continue the same paths and the same activities and the same routines day after day, your brain is not fully turning on. Yes, you're aware, you're awake, you see what's going on, but you're not accessing the higher, higher power of your brain. You're running on like 1 or 2%. You're not even really so much in control of what you're doing. You're just kind of like this simple creature just kind of going about its way, and not really being so responsible for what you're doing. So that's something I would definitely suggest. It's absolutely huge if you want to become smarter and become more mentally aware and more successful in the end run. So yeah, I would say try it out. Try 2 new activities and see how it goes. So thank you, and until next time.